Should we still call him Coach as well? I mean, if we're going to participate in the fiction that the plea agreement between former House Speaker Dennis Hastert and U.S. Attorney Zachary Fardon is justice, then we might as well take it to the absurd extreme when we next see him shopping for singlets at a Dick's Sporting Goods or at a O'Hare waiting for a flight to Ankara. Absurd in the extreme is the only way to describe a plea deal that may put Hastert in prison for 6 months when he was facing 10 years on charges for which the feds had him dead to rights. But it is Hastert's underlying misconduct, as the feds introduced it and termed it, that is central. If the feds know Hastert to be guilty of the crime they insinuated he committed in their indictment, then this is not simply a case of a special dispensation for a former political panjandrum. It is a case of taking a pass on putting a child molester behind bars for the greatest amount of time possible. The accusations that Hastert sexually abused at least one minor boy dating to his time as a wrestling coach at Yorkville High School were lodged by the federal government. It was apparently that misconduct for which Hastert was being extorted and paying down $3.5 million to an unnamed individual. If that is what the feds believe occurred and believe they could prove in a court of law, were it not for the statute of limitations, then why would they not use the pinching Al Capone for tax evasion model and go for the maximum available punishment on the banking charges against Hastert? If they do not believe the above, then why did they make such scandalous claims in their indictment? Either way, Fardon has some explaining to do to a public that pays his salary and expects equal justice before the law. If Hastert were not a former House Speaker, but a nameless sexual predator, would Fardon have handled the case the same? Would he have struck the same plea bargain? Hastert, too, owes the public a full accounting, including at his allocution when he is sentenced in February. That accounting is not limited to the basis of the extortion, but also regarding the decisions he made while he was the third most powerful person in the Western world as to how the darkness in his past impacted the judgment he exercised as Speaker on matters of public concern like the Mark Foley sex scandal. As we consider who we thought Denny Hastert was before his indictment in May, and who we now think Denny Hastert is, one additional reckoning is in order. For the "I'm a fiscal conservative but anything else goes" crowd in the Illinois Republican Party who suggests we ignore a candidate's character and private conduct as long as everyone is getting paid, folks that have been awfully quiet during the Aaron Schock and Hastert meltdowns, when you induce a state of moral comatosity in a party, if you wake up at all, you do so in the super minority.